Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Spring Porter with Spring Solutions LLC. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my current pending deals that I have. I have 4 that are actually in the courthouse right now that are waiting basically for the judge's signature. If you're interested in learning a little bit about that, please stay tuned. Please note that I am not an attorney. This information is not indicated as legal advice. So these 4 deals come from 2 are from Massachusetts. One is from Louisiana and the other one's from Alabama. The District of Massachusetts does not have their unclaimed funds listed on the ledger. You have to go to their bankruptcy website to get their list. So here it is. This client's last name is Bailey. He's getting back $7,400, and the funds were in this particular court on March the 9th of this year. And this case is from 2018. So I contacted him. He was interested. And I filed this actually on the 21st of September. And so I'm basically waiting for the judge to sign it. I didn't get any deficiencies. I didn't get any objections. And I called the judge's chambers earlier this week, and it's basically en route to be signed. You can't really rush the judge. So my order is sitting on the judge's desk at this point, waiting to be signed. And at that point, I'll have an order issued and the funds will go directly to me. Now, I did put in a form similar to how I mentioned in the previous video about my student's testimony, where you'll get an electronic transfer. So that is what I'm requesting here. And when that happens, I'll be able to show you on my bank statement what it looks like when they transfer the funds. So this is basically it for this particular case. It's $7,400. I asked for 20%. So for this, the payout is going to be $1,498.25. Now, $1,498.25, that's a little bit more than I think I made on my paycheck when I worked at the credit union. So that is one. This is another case from Massachusetts as well. This is the unclaimed funds report for Massachusetts. And this client's first name is Brian. And this is from 2019. It looks like the $9,700 went into the court account on August the 11th. And this is basically the court docket for this case. You see 9780 is also here. So this is the petition that I submitted for this particular client on August the 9th. This came after the other one in Massachusetts. And ironically, they were actually listed, I think, maybe on the same ledger, not too far from each other. So sometimes you may get one back to back on the same, sheet of paper, to be honest. But anyway, so I filed it in August the 9th, and I'm basically waiting on this to be reviewed as well by the judge. There are no deficiencies. There's no objections. And here we are, October the 24th. So basically waiting for that to get done. And when I called to follow up on the previous case, the financial administrator, she's like, oh yeah, we're working on the other one too that you submitted. So they're working on that. These are actually for the same judge, which would be nice if I can get these around the same time. But at any rate, this is what it's looking like. They're just kind of at a standstill. I try to check back every few days, call and see, what's going on. But again, you can't rush the judge. So the payout for this one, I tried to keep it 20-25%, but again, the client, they will pay you what they want to pay you, to be honest. It's an agreement. So we agreed that 10% was fair. I tried to go for 20, it didn't work. So $978 is what I'm getting back for this one. And that's the second deal for Massachusetts. So here is the third one. This is in the Eastern District of Louisiana. So I called, the interesting thing about this client, his first name is Derek. It's here. He actually, I got a call from his lawyer before I got a call from him, and it wasn't his bankruptcy attorney. He was dealing with another legal issue, I don't know, a car accident or something. And he gave my letter, I sent him out a letter. he gave my letter to his attorney, and his attorney called me and he's like, "Hey, I'm representing this client for a different matter, but I just want to make sure that this is legitimate." Because he said, I looked a little bit on the court docket, but I don't understand why he's getting money back. So I had to explain to his lawyer. Basically, I was going over this trustee's report, and I was telling him, this case is from 2012, and he's getting back 5287 because, he paid a little bit too much into it. And so this is his refund. And so he was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't understand that." So lawyers don't always understand, is what I'm saying. Especially if you have a situation like mine where they go for legal advice, but the attorney is not a bankruptcy attorney. So long story short, his attorney kind of gave him the okay to work with me, and then finally I get a call back from the attorney, and I didn't have an actual number for this debtor, but I did have an updated address. And so his attorney actually gave me his telephone number. So I mean, sometimes things work out like that. So this basically is for 5,200. This is what this client is getting back. I filed the application October the 14th. Um, and basically, these are the supporting documents that are here. And these are restricted, by the way. So if you're worried about your personal information, your ID, and all of that being on here, the court will restrict it and you won't be able to have access to that. But at any rate, I'm waiting on this one to be processed as well. It says that objections are due for this case November the 4th. Right now, there are none. I don't suspect that there will be any because, again, these cases from 2012. So who's really objecting this at this time? So we're waiting on this order to be processed, and then I will come back and show you again what either the check will look like or what the electronic transfer will look like. Because for this one, I can't remember which one I did. So that is this case. And the payout for this one, I asked for 25%. And this is 1321. And keep in mind, I did put this information in my letter to the actual client, and he submitted that to his attorney. So his attorney saw what I was asking for. He didn't give me any flack about that when he called me and he was, trying to figure out if this was legitimate or not. And so that is what the payout will be once this gets processed, 1321.83. And the last one is very simple, very small deal. This is from the Middle District of Alabama. I initially wanted this to be a quick step method where I was just going to get a quick, $100 real fast, but she didn't want to have to pay me up front. And this is a state where they do work with third parties. So I said, you know what, fine, we'll just do the long way. And sometimes you may have to do things this way. And I had never gotten a deal in Alabama. So I'm doing this really to see how the process works in Alabama, to see how fast they work. And sometimes it's not always about the money for me. Sometimes it's really about going through the experience and really helping someone, to be honest. So I filed this, and for this date, they don't really put in like who filed it, which is fine. But it's September the 30th, 2020 is when it was filed in. And now I'm basically waiting for this to be processed too. This should be coming soon. There again, no objections have been filed. There are no deficiencies. So I filed everything that I was supposed to file. So this is 737, and for this one, I asked for 40%. So in situations where the amount is lower, you may want to go a little bit higher. And again, this is what the client and I are agreeing to. I couldn't ask for 40% from the higher ones because that's not what they are agreeing to pay me. But this one is a smaller deal, and it's $294.80 is what I'm getting back. Not a whole bunch, almost $300. But all in all, this process, you spend more time waiting on things to be done as opposed to actually doing physical work. So me filling in documents, again, formula writing, mailing it, putting it in the mail takes what, 20 minutes when you have to make copies and do everything and drive to the post office. Or if you work from home, you put it in your mailbox. You didn't have to drive anywhere. So I'm saying all this to say you're not physically doing a lot of work, right? So when I total these all together, and hopefully they will come around the same time because it looks like all we're waiting for again is just the judge's order. And 1498, 978, 1321, 294, all together that's about $4,000. Now that is a monthly salary, I would think, for most people. That's around what I made, I guess, when I was working at the credit union. Per month, maybe a little less than that per month. So that's a decent amount. And these are basically what is pending right now. Now, I do have close to 10, maybe more than 10, I think, at this point, of other deals that I'm waiting on contracts to come back from the clients. So I got to follow up on those, and then I will share those with you as the time gets closer. So I will do a follow up video to this one so that you can see what the payments look like again when they come electronically if you're interested. Please stay tuned to my channel. I will be giving you more testimonies from me and from my clients. I'm going to be sharing one with you when cases sort of go south and you may have to become a collection agency. I'm going to share with you on the next video when I almost had to sue someone. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned. Again, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.